So welcome back, and we're going to talk right now about 12 things you must do in order to create a great referral system. So we're not just interested in referrals, we're interested in a referral system, a repeatable process that will provide you a stream of referrals pretty much day in, day out if you do that. But there are things that you need to have before that, to either do or have set in place before we can discuss the 10 simple referral systems. So the first one, of course, and I'm pretty sure that you already know that, but I just want to make sure it's very, very clear. In order to have any kind of referral system, you must have in place, or you must have a great product or service. Okay, having a mediocre product or service, nobody refers. Okay, you never went to a movie or to a restaurant and went back on Facebook or told all your friends, oh, you know, I saw this okay video, a movie, or I've been to this okay restaurant. It just doesn't happen. We don't refer those type of products and services. You need to have a great product or service, and if you don't, that's okay. Then before you start a referral system, first improve your product until it's great. Okay, we talked a lot about a remarkable product in most of our trainings, and I think that we also did that in one of the Business Boost in 60-minute classes. So make sure that you make your product as remarkable as possible before you start running a referral program. Otherwise, you're just not going to get a result. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, make sure that you're really passionate about what is it that you're doing. If you're kind of like, well, you know, buy my stuff, you know, if you feel like it, it will never work. You need to be passionate, you need to be excited, you need to love what you're doing, and you need to love your clients for that. And when you have that passion, it comes across. People see that, people notice that, people feel that from everything, from your communication, from the contact with you. They will love to be part of that and to refer to you, but it also will be a magnet to those referrals. Because when those referrals will see that you're passionate and energetic and love what you're doing, they will want to be part of that. So be passionate about what you're doing, otherwise, you know, forget about it. Number three is you need to ask for referrals. There are cultures that are more tribal cultures, Mediterranean cultures, for example, South American. Those are cultures that they are referring naturally. As soon as something happens in their life, they will tell it to all their family, to all their friends, to everyone. If it's good, if it's bad, it doesn't matter. As soon as they experience something, they will share that. However, here in the northern countries, it's not so much like that. Okay, most of the time we need to remember, or we need a reminder that, hey, you know, if you like that, would you share something about it? So you have to learn to ask for referrals. If it's comfortable for you or not, it really doesn't matter. You need to learn to ask. We ask in every possible way. If it's on the emails, the weekly emails that we're sending, if it's at the end of videos, if it's at the end of a training, it really doesn't matter. You need to just open your mouth and ask. Now I'm going to give you right now the two sentences that if you're using them, you will always get the maximum support. I'm not saying that you will get a referral from that, but this is the sentence that will get, or the two sentences that will get you the most support. So be ready to write them down, because this is really, really important. First listen, and then I'll repeat it a couple of times so you can catch it. Okay, so the sentences are these. When you come to somebody that you know, somebody from your network, a satisfied client, it really doesn't matter, those list of people that we discussed just before that you want to ask for referrals, and you tell them, listen, I'm in the process of growing my business and I need your help. Okay, the first sentence is, I'm in the process of growing my business and I need your help. Okay, so write it down. The first sentence is, I'm in the process of growing my business and I need your help. And let's take a look at this sentence just to understand the psychology behind it. The first part of the sentence is I'm in the process of growing my business. Hopefully that's actually true for you, right? Otherwise you wouldn't listen to those videos. You're in the process of growing your business. So you're actually basically stating a fact that everybody can understand, every other business person understand, that even people that are not business owners understand that this is an important goal for you to keep on growing your business. So I'm in the process of growing my business and I need your help. I need your help is a sentence that that is wired into ourselves as human beings, into our DNA. We couldn't survive if we wouldn't help each other. We just couldn't survive because we will be alone all the time. So this helping each other is something that is ingrained in us. And I'm pretty sure you know that whenever somebody asks you for help, unless it's something that requires from you too much effort, resources, or whatever it is, you will most of the time say yes, or at least try to help them. And you probably got some help in the past for yourself, right? So by saying I need your help, you put for yourself in a little bit more vulnerable and open position, and you allow the other person to take the position of the helper, which is, you know, from an ego point of view, it's a very powerful position to be in. So this is the first sentence. I'm in the process of growing my business and I need your help. As soon as you finish that sentence, you pause for a second, and then you continue for the next part and says, do you know anyone that, and here you're filling up the target audience that you're having. So do you know anyone who is a pregnant woman, or do you know any teenage girls, or do you know any CEOs in IT companies? Okay, so then those are the 2 sentences. Do you know anyone that? And then fill it up with your target audience. Those are the 2 sentences that will get you the most effective results. Let's put it this way. Okay, so this is what you need to do when you're asking for referrals. So that was point number 4. For 3. Point number 4 is ask for the referrals when they are the most receptive. So if you're going to your satisfied client, or to your clients, make sure that you ask them in the right moment. And there are 3 moments that I found out from my experience that are the most powerful. You can ask at any time, and we're asking at any time, but there are 3 points in time where people are the most receptive and they will get you the most results. The first one is usually the most surprising one. Okay? The best referrer ever is a person that was upset with your product or service. A person that actually complained and says, hey, I don't like that. I didn't like the result, I didn't like the treatment, I didn't like the service, I didn't like how the product worked, whatever it is. Okay? Usually, when we have somebody that complains, we're kind of either trying to get rid of that person, or we're trying to do whatever we can so we don't have to deal with that. Okay? I'm saying, why don't we do the other way around? Okay? Why don't we actually listen to the person with the complaints, see what they're saying, and if we can do anything in our power, how about we fix it for them? Okay? It's not for everyone. Sometimes people complain because that's who they are. Okay? Because that's who they are. They have no justice. They have no right. They are there to push your buttons. And those people are saying, go. I don't want to see you anymore. This way or another. Okay? But there are many times more, that those people that complain has actually an end point. Maybe the point is not very strong, but they have a point. They have a reason why they were disappointed. And if you take those people and actually make it up for them big time, they will be your raving fans forever. And they will be the people that will refer you again and again and again. So my suggestion, if somebody complains, if the complaint is in any way, shape or form, honest and real, make it up for them. And as soon as they are very happy because you went beyond and above to satisfy them, just ask them, listen, do you know anyone else that I can support? So that will be the first group. The second group are, of course, people that are satisfied clients. They just told you about it. So somebody just give you a call and says, hey, what you did for me? That was fantastic. You thank them and they say, hey, that's great. Do you know anyone else that could benefit from that? For example, or somebody just sent you an email. We have a standard template that basically we sent back saying, hey, thank you for your compliment. We really appreciate that. Do you know anyone else that could benefit from, the same way that you did? If somebody meets you in the street or in a conference or in a networking event and say again, hey, what we did or what you did for me or your product was so fantastic, it was great, then just thank them for their compliment or for their feedback and tell them, do you know anyone else that could benefit from that? This needs to be as a system. Every time that you get a compliment, then you need to respond with that. Okay. The third type of person or client that you want to use to ask immediately for referral is those people that are you just did something great for them, whatever it is. You just did something for their birthday and they call you and say thank you so much for that, or you gave them a big discount for something, or you helped them in anything, and they are happy and thankful right now. Then it's time to say, hey, do you know anybody else that I could support? Okay, so those are the people that are the most receptive when you're asking. So make sure that you ask them for sure. So that was number 4. Number 5, again, 12 things you need to do in order to actually create for yourself a referral system. So number 5 is make sure that you explain them, that you give them reason why they should give you referrals. And one of my favorite is that basically, and it's totally true, and it's true for any business. Listen, I'm running my business mostly on referrals. As a result of that, because my business is being filled with new clients through referrals, then I don't have to spend time, money, and effort on marketing, which means that I can put this time, money, and effort in serving you and the rest of my ideal clients. And people understand that. People can see it in their own business or in their own life. And when you explain that, then that makes a lot of sense. And they say many times, all right, you're right. I'll look for somebody. I'll send them straight to you. So that's number 5. Number 6 is, and that's a little bit more extreme. It doesn't work in every case. You don't want it in every case. We don't do that for the big events that we're doing, but it's very, very powerful when you're using it in the right way. And that's making referrals a condition. Okay? You can actually tell a new client when you get them to the first intake or the first conversation or whatever, you tell them, listen, if I'm taking you as a client, there is one condition. I'm only growing my business as a result of referrals. I'm not spending any money, time, or effort on marketing. So I need you to promise me that if you are happy with my service or product, you will refer at least 1 or 2 people just like you to my business. And you'll be surprised how many people will accept that and actually deliver. And you're not running after them. So if they don't deliver, then they don't deliver. But if you make that condition in advance, you get them a lot more involved and a lot more engaged in your business. And many of them will do that. We actually do that in our mentoring group. I do not allow anybody to pay me 25,000 euros, mind you, to join my 10X mentoring group without them committing that if they're happy with the process, they will refer 2 people just like them to the next 10X group, which works fantastic for me. Okay, so that's something to think. So I'm going to give you right now a minute because we talked about 6 out of those 12 and it can be a little bit overwhelming. I want you to just take a moment and think of which one of those you still need to improve, or how can you do that, write for yourself any insight that you got, and I'm going to come back in 1 minute with the other 6 reasons. In the 12 things you must do in order to create a referral system, we covered the first 6. Let's cover the other 6 before we go to the 10 simple referral systems I wanted to share with you in this online class. So number 7, okay, number 7, make sure, or not make sure, you can give rewards to those that refer you in the form of points, in the form of free stuff, in the form of upgrades or special exclusive offers, but not in money. This is really important, okay? When you want somebody to refer to you, you want to tell them, listen, when you refer to me 2 people, I'm going to give you these free things, or I want to give you this little bonus, or I want to give you a special exclusive something. This is okay. As soon as you move it to money, so if you're bringing a person to me, I'm going to give you 100 euros or 1,000 euros or 20% from what I get, whatever it is, doesn't matter. It moves from being a referral to being actually a salesperson on commission. Okay, and right now you lost everything that you just gained with the referral system. All this credibility disappears because right now the person is doing it not because they were necessarily so much enjoying it and benefited from your product or service and thought that every one of their friends needs to know about it. They're doing it for at least partly because of financial incentive. And this is something that is a big no-no in my way of looking at referral program. There is what is called affiliate program, and that's something else. An affiliate is salespeople that are working for you on commission, and those still can be satisfied clients and others, but this is not what we're discussing today. We're discussing referral program when people are doing it from the good of their heart because they benefited a lot from what you gave them, what you did for them, your product or service, and they want to share that, and you just want to kind of tell them, hey, listen, if you do that, it's going to be even great for you because I'm going to give you something small, and you can choose what to do. Make sure that it's not too big, and for sure that it's not in money. So this is very, very important. So number 8 is the other way around. Number 8 is you want to find a way to reward the referrals, those people that they are referring, for joining you there. So you might want to give them a special incentive from something for free or a special discount or a special event or anything that can be good for them. And now what happens is that you get 2 things working for you. First of all, those referrals are having a better deal than if they would just go on your website or call your office, right? Because their friend just referred them and they get something extra. On the other hand, their friends are now becoming the heroes, right? Those people that refer them are becoming the heroes because they are giving them something of value. So for example, what we're doing, or what we used to do after the business bootcamp, we would give to our students, to the people that just finished the business bootcamp, we would give those VIP cards. Okay, and the VIP cards would give to their friends a chance to participate in the business bootcamp for the same price, which is pretty much free. They pay just for their meals and coffee and tea. But for the same price that everybody else is paying, they would get some online courses, some special gifts, and a VIP session during the business bootcamp, which nobody else gets. So what happens is that those referrals suddenly got this package of bonuses that they cannot get in any other way by using the VIP card. And what those people that gave them the VIP card gets to be the heroes, right? Their friends are going to thank them for that, not just thanking them for bringing them to the business bootcamp, but for thanking them for giving them all those extra gifts. So this is how you create a win-win-win, which is very, very, very powerful. I would recommend that for sure to do this. I'm not sure about incentivizing those people that refer, but for sure incentivize those people that they are referring, so the referrals themselves. So that was number 8. Okay, and that can be anything. It can be bonuses, it can be a money back guarantee, it can be additional service, it can be a discount, whatever you can, your creativity is, it's limited just for your creativity. So that was number 8. Number 9, when you're asking for referral, it's very, very good and important to tell the person that is going to refer, you tell them, listen, even if the person that you're sending to me is not going to buy from me, they're still going to get a value from that. So, for example, that's why we're asking people, bring them to the business bootcamp. I don't ask people to bring them to the Master Entrepreneur or Financial Freedom or Breakthrough Success that cost 4,000 euros each. I'm saying just bring them to the business bootcamp. They're going to get tons and tons of value. If they will choose to buy from us in the Master Entrepreneur, that's cool. That's great for them. That's great for us. But if they don't, they still get 2 days full of value. And when you're explaining it to people there, it's much easier for them to refer. If you will just tell them, listen, refer to my business, and I will give them a sales pitch, and if they don't like it, they don't buy it, they also didn't get any value. So I suggest you don't do this, but really deliver value to those referrals if they buy from you or not. But that's our system, our front and back end system. So if you did the Master Entrepreneur, you know exactly how to do that, right? So let's move on. Number 10, one of the things that you can do, it's not always possible, so I cannot put it as a must do, but if you can do, you meet somebody and you said, listen, do you know anyone that that is a pregnant woman, for example? And the person is, yeah, I know somebody, it's my sister or my cousin or a neighbor or whatever it is. He says, would it be okay for you to just give her a call right now and tell her that I will call her, or tell her something about it, or send her an email? You ask them to actually take action right now. You cannot do that all the time. It's not always even appropriate, but when it's appropriate, please do that. It's so much more powerful when the person is just calling their sister and says, hey sis, listen, I'm in this meeting right now and I just met this woman and she's a yoga teacher for pregnant women, and I think you really need to talk to her because she has something about, that can make sure that you will deliver without pains. Would you be interested in that? And just this phone call delivers so much value to the sis to the sister in that moment, to the person that referred that sister. Okay, because now again, he or she becomes a hero, and to you. So make sure that if it's possible and appropriate, you ask them to call or email or whatever it is, take an action right now to do that. Okay, contact them directly. That's number 10. Number 11. Okay, number 11. Make sure that when somebody refers to you, you thank them. We'll talk a little bit later about how you thank them, but find your way to thank them for doing it. It can be a thank you note, it can be a phone call, it can be sending them a flower. It doesn't matter, but thank them for that. And the nicer way you will thank them, the more times they will want to do that again for you. Okay, just because they feel that there is a gratefulness from your side. Okay, they did something for you. Be grateful for that and show it. Okay, so thank them. And number 12, that's the last thing that I suggest that you will do, is that let those that provided you referrals, if you know who they are, let them know what happened at the end. So if you talk to somebody and says, listen, do you know anybody? And yes, I know my sister, or whatever it is. Then when you have a deal suddenly, or when you close a deal, then you can call that person and says, hey, listen, I just wanted to thank you to bring me your sister because she's a wonderful, wonderful client. And I think that over the next 3 months until she delivers, we're going to have a great fun and a lot of value for each other. So just by saying that, you're again giving them a feeling that their contribution was valuable for you, for the other person, etc. Not always you can do that. We cannot do that because we're actually getting the referrals. We don't know who refers many times, and we get that from so many people. But when you're working with 6, 10 referrals a month, then that's absolutely, you can do that, and you should do that. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to give you a minute right now to think about those last 6 ways, see if there's anything that you can improve in the way you're doing, or integrate or include in what you're doing. I'm going to give you a minute to think about that, and then we're going to the 10 simple referral systems.